Hello everyone, welcome back to Project Fiero. Today's episode, we're replacing tie rods. But before we get started, we're going to replace this battery. Let's take the ground off first. Yeah. Don't put that in there. It's amazing that this battery tray still exists.
Now let's get to those rods. Taking off the tire will make the link more accessible and easier to change out. After that, begin by straightening and removing the cotter pin. Then you can remove the castle nut using a 18mm socket. Once removed, the knuckle may need a few hits before the link is released. Finally, undo the 18mm nut on the inside. Here we have our old tie rod. This moves nice and free, but that's got a little bit of back and forth play in it, which is why I want to replace it. Boot on this end is completely rotted. Thankfully, with the tie rod package I got, it comes with both ends and boots. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So this is the inner end of the tie rod. There's the jam nut there. There's a hole that this fits into. On the old one, it was bent. This end does, and it looks like it's already been pre-greased as well, but we're going to go ahead and grease it anyway after we get it on. And there's a threaded hole for said fitting. In this bag, we got the cotter key, the zerk fitting, and the nut that goes on the inside. Be sure to check the nut that came with your tie rod package and make sure it actually threads on the tie rod end, because mine was too big and I ended up having to use the old one as a result. After assembling the rods, I measured them and matched them to the originals. Don't worry, I'll get it aligned later. After the rods were replaced, it was time to test drive the car. Tires. I made sure to check those tie rods again after getting home. Not a lick of slop. Holy shit, was I wrong.
Alrighty, so I took it back to the barn. The rear end was not feeling good. I figured out pretty quickly why. I did not tighten down the castle nuts enough. In fact, after doing a little bit of reading through the Haynes manual, there's a torque spec for them, 30 to 39 foot-pounds, for anyone who's wondering. But yeah, I would also recommend keeping those lock washers if you still have them and don't lose them, because that'll help with making sure that the pin actually locks that castle nut in place. Yeah, taking it out for one more test drive feels a hell of a lot better. Feels a whole lot steadier. probably do the front tie rods too at some point, and then tighten up the steering rack, as that feels like it has maybe a little bit of slop in it. But yeah, definitely make sure that you get those castle nuts on the outer links tightened properly, because I had mine way too loose.
With the tie rods finally replaced, I could get around to cleaning my... Oh my god, what the hell happened here?
Well, with most of that exterior cleaning now out of the way, time to move on to the interior. And for that, I'm using some of this Turtle Wax Power Out Carpet and Mats Cleaner with the scrubby brush. Right there. Those are really... Ooh, fumey. Those are really the worst spots.
Well, she may not be the prettiest, but I still like to show it off.
I ain't afraid of no guns.
Now, I did have to work the night before, so I was pretty tired come morning. So I put the camera up on time lapse and took a nap under the tree.